Your Fresh Breakfast, Henry in the building, back again for another day. Good morning, Morena. Joining us on the phone lines right now via Zoom, we do have a Hele Ikimotu. Good morning, brother.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to Alert Level 3 for the first day here in Auckland City.
Finally, eh?
AFC is waiting for me, I'll tell you that much. There has been a massive initiative rolled out for our Pacific communities, these vaccination drive-through events. And kicking off tomorrow, we do have the Niuean communities one.
Yep.
Can you explain, I guess, the purpose behind it or what's the reasoning behind this?
Yeah, so the Niuean vaccination drive-through event is starting tomorrow till Saturday at the LDS Church in Favona. And the reason why there's a drive-through for our community is, if we start with the vaccination uptake for the Niuean population here in Auckland, just over 25% of Niueans in Auckland have been fully vaccinated. So we want to increase that rate within our Niuean community. And we're essentially on a mission to vaccinate all Niueans in Auckland. Our own little island of Niue have vaccinated nearly 100% of the eligible population, and we want to do the same here for the Niuean community in Aotearoa. So it's a community-led vaccination event, and as a community, we're just coming together with Pacific health providers to help vaccinate our community. So it's just giving an additional option for our Niuean community to go out and get vaccinated, and hopefully, because there's a focus on Niueans, they're encouraged to come along.
What has the community input been like? Because I know especially when it comes to vaccination, the conversation around it, especially with our Pacific communities, it's quite polarizing. I find a lot of our Pacific people are still trying to figure out what's the right decision for them. What's the Niuean community's thoughts on it? And I imagine you don't speak for all the Niueans, you don't carry that weight on your shoulder, but from your involvement, what's it looking like for our Niuean community?
Yeah, no, the response has been really great, and big ups to our community elders. When there was a call to action, they made sure that the community was involved and held some Zoom funnels, some zonos, to make sure that the community was a part of it and was aware. And so there's different groups involved. We have Niuean health professionals. We also have a communications team that's dedicated to communicating messages, especially to our Niuean youth, just so that they understand that they're a part of this too. And on top of that, there's been great support from several organizations who are really backing this event. So the whānau will be mobilizing their staff for the event, and our Niuean doctors, nurses, and community members and leaders will be present as well. So it's community driven through and through. Pacifica Futures has been really supportive of the event also. Prepare Pacific, PMN Niue, 531 New FM, and several others are really rallying behind the drive-through event. And we're all just really passionate about helping our community and protecting our families and our villages. And in doing this, we're protecting New Zealand as well. So the Niuean community have been responding really well to the event. People are engaging with the promotions online and with our social media. So we're really looking forward to the event and seeing everyone come along.
And I think, like you said, for our Pacific communities, a big part of our community is us interacting with each other. So yeah. I think it's a great step forward, especially since they're rolling out all these initiatives for us as Pacific people. But for you personally, bro, why is this something like this important to you? Like, why is it meaningful to you?
Yeah, look, if anything, this Delta outbreak has really highlighted the devastating impacts that COVID can have on our Pacific community. And I think it was a big wake-up call for a lot of us, seeing that the majority of the positive cases were Pacifica, and seeing a lot of our local schools being affected too. And a lot of the cases were within the younger demographic. And as a young person myself, that's pretty scary. And when we have that understanding of how our community is the most vulnerable to the effects of COVID, I couldn't help but think, okay, like, what can I do to make sure my community is safe? What can I do to protect myself, my family, the elders within our community? And in this case, one of the answers is getting vaccinated. And I hadn't been vaccinated until the Delta outbreak came about. So I chose to get vaccinated because it means, lessening the risk of our people being affected. So I think it's really encouraging to see a whole lot of Pacifica vaccination events happening across the motu, because we need to rally together to protect each other. And unfortunately, the Delta outbreak came with a lot of unfair and racist comments that, to put it bluntly, slaughtered our people. And so that's why the push to get our people vaccinated is really important to me, because, if people want to talk down on us and, make derogatory comments about us, then I say, let our response be through action and show everyone that Pacifica communities are again leading the way in how we respond to COVID by going out there and getting vaccinated. And I say, let's look at these vaccination events as more than just getting vaccinated. It's It's a coming together, and it's a celebration of our people making that decision to protect ourselves and our community.
And I think there's also something really special about this being community driven, because it's something we get to see our people there. I feel like there's always, if you're going to a normal vaccination center, not that there's anything wrong with it, but you sort of, especially for our elders, get a little weary because there's nobody there that looks like them. So to have these community driven vaccination drive-throughs is something that's really special. Are there going to be people there who are fluent in the Niuean language that can help with the older generations?
Yes, there'll be people there who can speak the language. So for anyone who's maybe concerned that they'll come along and there won't be anyone that can speak the language to them, there will be. So that's what's really exciting. You'll be greeted by Niuean staff. There'll be Niuean nurses and doctors, because it's a Niuean focused event. So we want to make sure that we're representing our community and that it's actually our community delivering the vaccination event.
That's sweet, man. And just those details once more, it kicks off tomorrow.
Yes, so it kicks off tomorrow from Thursday till Saturday at the LDS Church in Favona. So that's 15 Robertson Road. If you want to find out more information about the event, just follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We have a TikTok and Instagram now, Hele Ikimotu, and on Facebook, our Facebook page is Hele Ikimotu as well for more details.
We will link that all up on our social media as well. But thank you this morning, bro, for not only all the information, but everything you're doing for our Pacific communities as well, eh?
Cheers. Thanks, Henry.